Buying ration, no, nothing of this sort at all. Don't assume anything at all. Not even a name, not even what kind of species you belong to. Whatever you have been pursuing, let those activities continue. But how? For any of the roles, there is no center at all in operation. This is actually anugraha. This is a process of anugraha. Actually, I am revealing, I am talking. This is how it happens. The fusion happens. Don't condemn if you are lost, if you are distracted for quite a lot of time. By and by, bring under the domain whole of your waking state. Passively alert, not an exerted alertness. You don't exert effort. You don't exert yourself. You are not effortfully to be alert. Just passively alert, be alert. If a boy of 2.5 years or 3 years, if you are actually helping him to bathe, he is put in the tub, he simply stands, giving up his whole body. You bathe him, you clean him, with towel, you hold him in your hands. Everything is in the freely he has given up to you. You dress him, you feed him, you are doing everything, Almost this is what is that state. The staunch identification that has happened by ego through millennia will not accept this so easily. At every turn of a moment, it will poke its nose and powerfully say, if you don't take responsibility, that's all. You are finished. You are dead. Who will take care of your son? Who will take care of your wife? All these comments it will be questioning you within. All these things are to be aware of simply. Whose wife? Who is me first to be related to a person called wife? Always the fundamental question should never be kept out of our sight. Why should I assume? This is what is vichara. If these things arise, the questionings, intrusions by the past conditionings of various egos that are powerfully hiding, if they intrude, immediately they are shoot there and then. It is like batting any ball that is bowled to you. Anything. Because we are... See, root cause is ego. That's all. Finished. The whole universe is resting on ego. Your ego. There is no universe. You have created the universe. You have created yourself. You have taken responsibility for that cause, hidden cause manifesting through you, and you are on the job, creating successive effects and causes. This has to come to a stop, and there are no other places outside of you where this you can get. Only you within you, and within you also how? With passive alertness. Just like this empty space accommodating us at all places, wherever we are, whatever state we undergo, deep sleep or dream, the same way, the passive alertness is always available. Even if we go forgetful, come back gently. Don't condemn, don't criticize, don't threaten yourself. That's all you are doing. Because everything is intelligence domain. And be in satsang, no other help. Because I have not seen any help from anything. Because ultimately I found within only. Though I have read books, I had visited several temples, though I saw through all the volumes of books, but nowhere I got it. It has sprung from within me, that's all. Because truth is within you only, not elsewhere outside the space. Because you is only a notion. It is a spiritual space, I mean, by that you. Even springing within me, by the sentence, I mean only that. It is a spiritual space. Spiritual space is not a physical space at all. Not even psychological space. What is psychological space? Full of thoughts. Psychological centers, registrars, experiencers. Not one ego. Millions, billions of egos are in operation in one person. You are a very big businessman. Under your control, say about 500 people are working. And straight away under you, CEO is there, Chief Executive Officer is there. Through him, you have control over right to the last person in the down the ladder. Psychologically, you relate with them, you keep continuity, no? You are not confused. When the peon who has been working with you right from even before you assumed this, you taken up from your father, you know the continuity, how to respect him, how to be very compassionate with him, all these things. Those things also carry continuity, no, within you psychologically. Psychologically, we are not confused at all. Only we don't know the spiritual domain. So don't disturb the psychological continuity also in your relationship with the external world, be it your business or family or persons. Nothing to touch at all. Everything is only the complete transformation has to take place about the understanding about the center, that is the doers, thinkers, the relators, one who relates, one who feels frustrated, one who is agitated, who got agitated in me, what center, what role or what image by which this agitation continues in me. Not the incidences, not the physical things which you are surrounded with. Be it persons or company or business, whole waking state, the doers, thinkers, agitated, frustrated, sorrowful, pleasurable, comfortable, uncomfortable, respectable, disrespectable, deceived, challenged, threatened, criminal, good, saint, sinner, all. These are all given by society's conditionings, right? How one becomes good person, how one becomes a saint in relation to all others activities. In relation to the sinful activities carried on by someone, you become a saint. He is a very noble person. He behaves very saintly. What does it mean? And it is almost a comparative statement. Really, there is no such thing exists. All are relative statements. All things are relative statements. Because forms are relative. Manifestation is relative. Time is relative. Space is relative. Every force is relative. This is a relative universe, and that relative, you have got related with it. This center, fake center, has created that relationship, established that relationship that has been existing here. Unawareness of this is ignorance, nothing else. There is nothing called as truth beyond ignorance. First, get rid of this nonsense, ignorance. Don't be unaware. Be aware. Only these are the things that come into play. These things create this universe, and they place me in a particular present role also. I am imprisoned by my own creation. I imprison myself. I fight to come out. I fight for release. All the psychological wranglings only has created various centers, and these centers cannot go anywhere at all. Not by reading books, not by traveling to various places on pilgrimage, adoring, doing this, all are again perpetuating physical actions, expecting a reward. A center is created. Through praying, if I become prayerful, a person yearning for something is created in me. And if he doesn't get that result, that's all. He punishes the God whom he prayed before. He won't go to the temple at all. These are all our own creations. Ego creates. In a day, particular day, are not we in various moods and in various with various psychological centers disposed? As I gave an example about a company under you where about 500 people are employed. For an old man, right from your father's time, he was working with you. He has been working with you. For whom how you behave respectfully. For a newcomer, authoritatively you teach him. You advise him to behave well. Psychologically, you have a right relationship, no? Even with your pet animals. These are all external things. But who is the doer? Who is the doer? All doers are ceaselessly existing here. One never goes out of this existence. With very different face, different family, almost with the hangover orientations, those egos take form for settlement of accounts. Psychological, physical, monetary, pleasures, pains, sorrow, fears, anxieties, all the things, minute things to the grossest sensation. If someone has threatened you, in this birth you will threaten him for no reason.
And what happens? That becomes again cause.
Because the center is created. Now, as a person who has threatened him, the center gets lodged in you. Psychologically, it is created.
Suppose that is like monetary. Suppose someone borrows money. He borrows money in this birth. Next birth, he again has to repay that.
No, it's not simple borrowing. With a commitment that it is borrowed and it will be returned, right? Okay. And he goes this thing.
But actually, that is settled. Once he's taken the money, next birth is settling that account. Then why is that again? That becomes.
No, see, how many of your actions are successive? That is, it is creating further effects, further causes. Not all the actions. These monetary actions, whatever you are supposed to receive, exactly you will receive. Okay, whatever you receive now, that is already the account is getting settled. You cannot know why this amount has come suddenly to me. Okay, somewhere the effect has extinguished itself by a payment to you. You get this? Be it financial transactions or psychological sensations, moods, pleasures, anxieties, pain, threats, fears, sorrows.
But that doesn't become an effect. That effect doesn't become a cause again.
Everything becomes a cause and effect. Because, see, See, you have to understand this thing. Suppose I lean on my left side. This physical body has stretched itself on the left side of the space, no? It has occupied the space, no? This space was empty. It neither rejects nor accepts. It doesn't react at all. The space doesn't react at all. So I conveniently came here. Same way, for just like the physical movement, we take this space to be fully accommodative, not resisting, not rejecting, not accepting also. So we play with the space. We are in space. We are permeated by space in and through. Same way, psychologically, you think, you enjoy through your that physical location and thinking also. You enjoy a complete freedom in thinking. Thinking is doing. Is this right or not? Tonight, this is a summer night. You go to house. Your boy asks, "Daddy, shall we have ice cream?" You have a car. No traffic. You have money, health, good. You go with the family, night up to 12 o'clock. He is going on consuming different ice creams. You are also, the whole family is celebrating. This is freedom, no? The thought which wants to seek pleasure by taking ice creams, that is happening in front of that thought, no? You take for granted, you have every authority, every freedom to have this act done, right? Taking your son, family, whole family, and enjoying a good ice cream, and you return. What is the basic premise of this action? Every one of us think that we have complete freedom in thinking. Thinking hypnotizes, mesmerizes the thinker, enjoying a complete freedom. The traffic-free road makes you to take your car and run for nothing, no purpose. You drive for 20 kilometers and beautiful night. Nothing. Simply you want to drive. Yeah, your pet dog, you have a very big lawn of 1 acre. Jumps here and there because there is a fully protected compound. It feels secured. Thought when it feels secured, complete, as if it is something, an authority on its own. It also has this feeling of free will that is executing that moment, and that moment is real in space and time. This is what is karma. You have every power and authority to execute and be that action, enjoy pleasure, or be a dictator also. Okay, you have under the sky all the authority to be a dictator of that country, eliminate persons, hang persons. All these are all the mistaken notion by the thought that it enjoys fundamentally a freedom, free will. This is happening for a trivial thing also. You see actions that are happening in and around you throughout waking state. Your boy, where you buy crackers, he doesn't know that it is an atom bomb. There was a lamp in the corner. Suddenly put it and throw it. Nothing has happened for him. But unconscious activity. Anything can happen because the very objects attracts people to make them to act, handle them. These are all the propensities are all packed in the thoughts. Your pet dog runs helter-skelter, enjoying as a freedom. A calf, a born calf, runs here and there. Suddenly it gets, for no reason, it's frightful. It fears something. runs towards the mother where it is born. A thought expressing itself in one particular moment under it is under conflict of both extremities. On one side, it thinks it is of full free will, it enjoys full free will. At the same time, it is frightful also. How can they exist together? Fear and freedom. Can they exist together? Freedom and bondage, can they exist together? But thought is like that. Each thought is like that. I don't mean to say immediately that we should not go to parties, you should not take things like this and go and take ice cream. It is not for that. And basically, does a thought have free will? Is it born out of freedom? Is it a product of freedom or bondage? It is clearly under bondage, because it is basically an effect in movement as yourself and your thoughts, your bindings, your ideations, your identifications, your projections. Your complete past is in operation through a thought. You are bound. A bound person, how can he say that I am free? Complete waking state, he is thought's creation. It is in the seer. The sound is in the listener. The universe is in the ego. Universe is ego's creation. And it thinks it is in the world. It is in the universe. And the whole of this universe with the ego not to be seen during deep sleep. And in death there is no physical manifestation of those things. And there are existing invisible structures called this thing, the spirit world, where the untimely things that have happened make the souls to wander here and there. All the realms are here. All the realms are mind-made of a center. And here is the greatest opportunity of having taken a human birth and listening to a satsang about all these intricacies. And what is going to be the method or understanding that we should get? We come to know that waking state is also a passing state. All thoughts are ego carrying centers, ego's manifestations. Along with the world, ego only creates the world and the environment around you. First, basically it creates you. You become the seer and the seen is inside the seer. For you, it comes into existence. A moment ago, the person was fast asleep. With the arisal of his ego through his body as that name and form, his world also comes into existence. In that world, he relates with other people, he relates with the things, and he craves for certain things, he rejects certain things. He fights, he is sorrowful, he is pleasurable, he feels pleasurable. All sorts of things are created by ego. Everything is ego. Catch hold of the criminal or the culprit directly by neck. That is what is the clarifications satsangs give. Catch hold of him by neck. Don't bother about the incidences and your status in the society. Be serious, be earnest, be urgent. See who is the doer in you, who is the thinker in you, who wants what, who wants to avoid. Who is under anxiety, who feels deceived, who feels frustrated, who is the father, who is the son, who is the leader. Questioning all these ego centers, one will not come to the physical halt of stopping those actions. This is ridiculous. A PhD, a postdoctorate lecturer or a postgraduate professor, he can teach to an undergraduate also, he can teach to a 10th class student also. Because he is the source of knowledge. Knowledge is within. It is not in the students, with the students, or in the environment. Even at midnight, someone calls him and he will beautifully explain. Time does not stand as a barrier for his knowledge. Nothing stands as a... So satsangs give the revelation about the truth. Truth gives power to you. With that power, you can handle your waking state psychology. For this, you need not run away from the family. You need not alter any physical things at all, because they are not of any problem. Central issue for any seeker or any soul which feels urgency is his own ego. If as one becomes serious, as one treads his path seriously, the right conditions start forming in and around him. They get generated automatically, because it is in operation now. It is in operation. The truth is in operation. Because all the universes are created only by that. Every speck of space, every atom, all the forces, energies, they are simply made to work under its presence. It doesn't touch anything. Still it is asanga, that unassociated with all of this. That is the beauty. In its presence they work. The very atom, within it, the forces also are there. And the positron, proton, electron, neutron, nucleus, and everything is there. Everything is placed, made to operate by its presence, by its power. Not simply presence, power also. And last week, Vishnu Suktam, we saw that. So, Saha Agra Bhugvi Bhajan Tishtan Aharam Ajara Kavihi, like that one word, one sentence comes. Saha Sogra Bhugvi Bhajan Tishtan Ahara Ajara Kavihi, like this is the sentence. He is the first eater of everything. What they mean by this word, he eats first, is he is that thing. He is the space. He is the space. He is the object in the space. He is the space. Out of him the space emerges, and he is the space also. So he is creating, he is eating first. I was conceived in my mother's womb. First, he, as that fetus, got conceived. He ate first. That is the highest meaning they have, with that they have given that. See that. सह अग्रभुग्वी भजन् तिष्ठन् आहारम् अजर कविः. सोग्रभुग्वी भजन् तिष्ठन् आहारम् अजर कविः. This is the sentence. What they mean? He is the space. So when he becomes the space, it is like he is eating it. Formlessly he is eating the space, and by eating he is becoming the space. It is like complete whole of the space is endowed with the mouth of that. Can you think of a space entering space? That is what is eating. And it stays, having eaten first, and it is the space, it stays, and it distributes whatever that arises. Also, they are also being eaten by this first. So always he is the first eater. He becomes that existence, and he is always there. He is always there, but still he is not unassociated. Unassociated. In what manner they are saying? Tiryag, Urdhva. Tiryag means in parallel way, horizontal. Urdhva means upwards. Adaha means down. Shai Rashmayas Tasya Santada. In all directions, he pervades. By actually they mean the prana, the life force. Life force means not immediately, we will immediately relate it with pranayama or immediately physical exercise. You will start gathering more prana or life force through doing. Not this. He is the life force. Wherever he is, only life force is. There is no death. It is life itself. Life itself pervading all the place. There is no death at all, essentially. All these bound thoughts, it has bound a center, illusory center. Not one center. Egos are many. That is why your practice will not end in time at all, because time itself has to drop from you. That is also a realization. The time is created by you, ego. Physical time already exists as your physical activity, physical time. That is also created by ego only. It is for utilitarian purpose. We are not going to dispute about that. It is not our subject at all. But psychologically, ego is time. Ego is anxiety. Ego is universe. Ego is your desire. Ego is your frustration. Ego is your fulfillment. Ego is your spirituality. They are all charged centers. Charged centers coming and reappearing, disappearing, reappearing, disappearing. This has been going on in millennia, and there are going to be numerous countless forms that is going to cling on to. Exactly, we should know where this ego is formed, how it is formed, what it is made up of. That can only be known by oneself only. No agency can give, no book can give, no gurus can give, no ashram visits can give, no pilgrim centers can give, no God can give. Tell me of a God who is teaching all these things. However sublimely you have been praying that God. Gods gain all the relevance, humility, the moment the truth is realized. The same temples for a realized soul means something very, 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 very high value. Know the truth and go to the temple. Know the real. You will prostrate the earth with the highest reverence, highest humility. That becomes the God. The grass becomes the God. Temple all the more becomes the most powerful God. You will not come out of the temple at all. Because it has to happen here. And there is no cut-off line in time or in your age. Your age, your physical identifications, your physical things with physical things with which you identified, mine, possessions. None of these things going to help us in this. None of these things. Your son, your daughter, your parent, your wealth, your health, your knowledge, your book reading. They cannot be of any help because you are fundamentally taken to be a passing thought. Everything is unintelligent. How can they help? How can they be of any help for anyone? This is the basic truth. Do you have any questions? We will stop with this.